Hey everyone, Daniel here. So in today's video, I would like to talk a little bit about the Dutch public transport system. So there are a few things I would like to talk about. The first one is the invoices. So you will be paying invoice for the public transport if you sign up for the Flex subscription, which I will be introducing later, and different types of train subscriptions, bus subscriptions, and other public transport subscriptions. And I hope after today's video you will be able to navigate Dutch public transport system like a pro and save some euros along the way. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let's talk about the train invoices. So currently I am on a train subscription which is a weekend free, and then I also use my personal travel card for other travels, public transport travels as well. So at the end, or depending on the billing date, you will be receiving an invoice, and this invoice tells you a lot of info about the expenditures on your public transport, but sometimes it can be a little bit confusing to read. So I am going to teach you how to read your invoice, and let's get started. The invoice presents a fascinating duality. One side charges you in advance for your upcoming month's subscription, acting like a rent payment. The other side details your past month's travel expenses, similar to a credit card payment. So remember, what you see isn't always what you spent. So basically, I'll use my own invoices in February as an example. You can see the first part being invoices that are charged into the future. For any NS train subscriptions, you always pay 1 month in advance, just like what you were paying for rent, insurance premium, and so on. And the second part was my travel history from the 10th of January to the 10th of February, because my billing date is every 10th of the month. So in this bill, as you can see, it's going to charge me for my train subscriptions in March, as well as my public transport expenditures in the previous month, so to say. Your billing date is determined by the date that you sign up for your subscriptions. So for example, if you sign up for a subscription on the 1st of January, then your billing date will be the first day of each month. Or if you change your subscription to another day, which is, for example, you change your subscription on the 25th of February, then your billing date will be every 25th day of the month. And remember, for each train subscriptions, the minimum period is 1 month, so you cannot change your train subscriptions within 1 month. So say if you sign up for a subscription, oh, that word is difficult to pronounce. If you sign up for a subscription at the 5th of February, that means you cannot change your subscriptions until the 6th of March. So that is a little bit about the billings of the train. Also, there is something called the rush hour, which is Spitsuur in Dutch. Train fares changes within the time of the day. Mornings and evenings are more expensive. Well, off-peak travel is your wallet's best friend. So basically that means the peak hours are from 6:30 in the morning till 9, and then from 4 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. in the afternoon, it is a rush hour. So that means traveling between these two time periods will make your travel more expensive. Yeah. So this is about the train subscription. I hope that helps a little bit, and if you have any questions about the train subscriptions, leave some questions down below. I'll try my best to help you answer that. And the next topic is to basically introducing you different subscriptions themselves. Before I start, there's one thing I need you to know about the NS train subscription, that all subscriptions are forcibly tied up to NX Flex, which I'll discuss down below. So, what is a flex? Flex is pretty much like use now, pay later, or buy now, pay later, like a little bit like Klarna. So basically, it's while you are using it, they don't charge you immediately, but bill you like what I showed you earlier in my bills. It's always charged a month later. So basically, it functions like a public transport credit card, charging you the later based on your actual travel. It is convenient for sure, but it can lure you into a budgeting slumber, and you sometimes don't see the immediate costs. And trust me, that can be troublesome at times, especially when you have no idea about how much you've spent, and you want to do some budgeting. But so that's the reason why at the moment I'm splitting the flex payment as well as the prepaid card. So basically I have a prepaid public transport card, and then I have a credit card public transport card. I'll introduce about that later in detail. But then there are a few different train subscriptions. For the details, you can always visit the official website of the Dutch railway system, NS. But here I'll just give you a brief intro. So the first subscription I'm going to introduce is the Da Voordeel, which is a day discounts. This subscription offers a 40% discount during off-peak hours. Off-peak, which is the hours that I mentioned earlier, the non-rush hours, because so any other hours apart from the rush hours are off-peak. So it offers a 40% discount during off-peak hours, weekends, public holidays, as well as a 40% discount on Crow Travel, which I think there's another YouTuber that explains this better than I do, so I'll link her video down below as well. Basically, co-travel means you can bring someone to travel with you and they can enjoy the same amount of discounts that you had on your card during the certain travel period of time. And then the second one is Altijd Voordeel. Well, this subscription offers a 20% discount during peak hours, a 40% discount during off-peak hours, weekends, public holidays, as well as a 40% discount on co-travel, and it costs around 26.70 euros per month. And there is the Weekend Voordeel, which is a weekend discount. This subscription costs $2.20 per month and offers a 40% discounts on weekends, on public holidays, and on co-travel. And there is Weekend Vrij. This subscription costs $34.95 per month and offers unlimited travel at weekends, on public holidays, and a 40% discount on co-travel. And there's Dag Vrij. The subscription offers, well, it's a script. Okay, so all the subscription part is a script. So I'm literally reading a script off the screen right now. That's why it sounds a little bit robotic. But okay, so Dag Vrij offers unlimited travel during off-peak hours for the whole week, and during the weekends and on public holidays, and it costs around 120 euros per month. And there is the Altijd Vrij. This subscription costs about 353.80 per month and offers unlimited travels during the peak hours, off-peak hours, weekends, public holidays, and a 40% discount on co-travel. And there is Trajectvrij. The price of this subscription based on the route. So basically, if you're traveling frequently from one place to another, this is your best friend, because you're going to be traveling free of charge in this tract specifically, and then it's going to be calculated afterwards, like how much this subscription actually costs. There's a basis, which costs nothing, kids free, which costs nothing as well. And so this is about the train subscription. And if you think that's all, we're not done yet. Apart from the train subscription, because the Dutch public transport system includes train, metro, bus, tram, ferry, water buses, and so on. So what I all discussed earlier was all about train, but there are subscriptions for buses as well. Normally, even I didn't realize there is a bus subscription until these years, And remind you, I've been living in the Netherlands for more than 8 years. It was not until recently that I knew there is actually a public transport subscription called Randstad Noord, which means the key city north. Basically, how Randstad Noord works is it works in zone. In a lot of major metropolitans around the world, for example, London, I know London works on zone system as well. Zone system splits cities into different zones. The more far away it is from the city center, I think in London it's Charing Cross, the more expensive it will be. Same with the zone system here in Amsterdam. So basically, the zone acts a little bit different than the London zone, because London zone is arbitrary, which means the zone center is literally in Charing Cross. But the zone here in Amsterdam, you decide which is the center of your zone. So let me just introduce. So you can assign your base zone, and any zones that are away from your zones are called like other zones. So say if you assign your zones in Amsterdam Center, then Amsterdam Noord, Amsterdam Zuid, Amsterdam Oost, and Amsterdam West are all the neighboring zones. This is a tier 1 or star 1 neighboring zones, and the tier 2 zones are, say, Zuidoost, Weesp, and New West. These are the second tier zones because it crosses 2 zones from your own zone. But I will give you a demonstration over here, and just to teach you how zone system works. As you can see here, I'm actually on the Randstad Noord websites right now, and there is the reisgebied, which is the travel zones at the moment. So for example, if you are living in the Amsterdam center and you want to travel to all the neighboring areas apart from Zuidoost, and what would be the most sort of advantageous subscription for you to choose is choosing your zone Amsterdam Centrum and then 2 stars. But for me, I live in the southeast of the city. Contrast to your belief, I made this mistakes too in the past. I thought, then I should choose Amsterdam Southeast as my center zone and choose 2 stars. That means I can travel to all the neighboring zones within the 2 stars away from Amsterdam Southeast, which includes center, but I was wrong. Because 2 stars include 1 star is your own zone, which is the southeast, and another zone is your neighboring zone, which is Uitkerk, Amsterdam Oost, Muiden, and Weesp in this case. So what actually should you choose if you're living in southeast but you want to travel almost the whole city? You should choose actually Amsterdam East, right? Because if you choose Amsterdam East, because our center zone is actually over here, Amsterdam East, which includes Diemen, Delft. The neighbor to the left is Centrum. The neighbor to the right is Zuidoost, Muiden, Weesp, Eiburg, and Zuid. So basically, if you live in southeast and you want to travel to pretty much anywhere apart from New West, say, for free, then you should choose Amsterdam Oost and 2 star as a subscription. But you can always go to the reisgebied.gv.nl/abonnement Randstad Noord 2 star. I will put a link down below so you guys have a better idea about what I'm talking about. Let's make another experiment. Say if you're living in the north and you are traveling back and forth to, say, south very often, and you really don't care about going to, say, Zuidoost and stuff like that, then I guess you should choose the Amsterdam Noord and 2-star, but even better, I think you should choose Amsterdam Center instead of Amsterdam North. Because if you consider your own neighborhood as a zone away from the center zone, apart from being the center zone itself, it will give you much more discounts than considering yourself as a zone in the center. I don't know if you if I explain it clearly, but here is the basic idea. And this is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions related to the public transport in the Netherlands, please let me know. I'm very knowledgeable in different kinds of subscriptions, cancellation policies, and stuff like that. So whatever you want to know, just let me know. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. See you. Bye.